happening, guys? Welcome back, man. Jackpot DFS. I'm Doug. Coming back with a Thursday night video for our game of the Panthers versus the Falcons. Happy about this one. Excited for the Panthers to get some national coverage for the Thursday night football game. Of course, I am a Panther fan, so I'm all into that. Hoping for the Panthers to have a bounce back game and kind of cool off this Matt Ryan firepower that's kind of come on with the firing of their head coach and the interim coach kind of lighting a fire underneath them to come back and try to fight a little bit, win the division. Tomorrow is going to be a nasty game. The weather is not looking great for the game. They're calling for about a 90% chance of rain. 25 mile an hour winds up to gusts of 40 miles an hour. So originally looking at this game, it's going to be quite a bit different from the first game, which you had it in the dome. Both these teams could throw the ball and all those sorts of things. This is going to be extremely difficult tomorrow, especially with those sorts of things going on. That's going to hurt your passing game. It's going to hurt the kicking game, etc., which kind of flips the mold on this game a little bit. I do think both quarterbacks are viable. I think Teddy Bridgewater has a little bit more upside because he's a little bit more mobile than Matt Ryan is. So I could see Teddy keeping it and running the ball and running for a touchdown, etc. tomorrow. I will keep the wide receivers and stuff in play. However, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to throw and pass and all those catch and all that kind of stuff tomorrow with the weather the way it's going to be, which turns the page to the running backs, which is going to make Mike Davis extremely viable, Todd Gurley extremely valuable, and then also I'm going to kick in like a Brian Hill. Because Gurley's not really playing all the snaps. He's playing about 50% of the snaps or 57% of the snaps. Brian Hill should come in and steal some of that workload because they probably will have to run the ball a little bit more than they normally would. And could see this game being a lower scoring game now with all the weather that they're having. Could easily see like a fumble return, something like that happen. I mean, all that kind of thing flips into mold. With the weather the way it's going to be. Moving on to wide receivers. Looking at Calvin Ridley, he looks healthy to play tomorrow. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel all had pretty good games the first time around. However, with the weather the way it's going to be, I like the cheap play of Curtis Samuel tomorrow at a value. He's gonna Christian McCaffrey was gonna try to come back, but I don't think he's gonna be back for this game. So you're gonna see Mike Davis, and then you'll probably see some Curtis Samuel action for backup in the running back position. Once McCaffrey comes back, then Curtis Samuel most likely won't come out of the backfield at all, like he's kind of been doing. But he's a sneaky value tomorrow that could have some upside. That could steal a touchdown away from a Mike Davis tomorrow and run one in, just the way the weather is going to be, etc. tomorrow. Julio right now and Russell Gage are both questionable, limited in practice. Julio's been pretty much questionable the whole damn season. I expect him to play. Russell Gage most likely to play. We'll keep an eye on the injury news. If anything changes with that, with them not playing, then obviously we'll go to like a Zacharias or something like that for Atlanta. Would make him more viable. But right now, that's about all the receivers I like. The 3 receivers for Carolina, and then the 3 obviously for Atlanta. Moving on to tight end. Carolina doesn't really use their tight ends. I guess they're viable to catch one pass here and there, but they're not really going to be involved in the passing game. Obviously, that's probably their weakest position. However, Hayden Hurst is in play, and Carolina's not that good against the tight ends, so I guess he's viable tomorrow. Kickers, like I said, the weather's going to be tough tomorrow. Normally I would have liked these guys a little bit more than I like them tomorrow with the wind gust and all that. The guys kick it, a 40-mile-an-hour gust comes along and swifts that kick to the left or right. then it's going to be extremely hard to kick in this weather tomorrow, especially long field goals. Shorter field goals maybe be better. Um, Shorter distance to go and more risk of it getting blown either direction. But I think both the kickers are viable tomorrow. Defenses obviously normally no, but with tomorrow's weather, I'd say yes. That both of these are viable just because you get more of a likely chance that this is a low scoring game with a slippery ball and more possibility for mistakes to be made tomorrow. Guy gets sacked and shrimp fumble, return, etc. Is more likely to happen in this kind of weather. Captains I like tomorrow. I like the running back at captain tomorrow. I think any of these guys can go. I particularly like a Mike Davis captain spot. I don't think and you could even go with defenses. I don't think a defense is ever good in a captain spot, but they are valuable tomorrow with just the weather. Weather is going to be. This could easily be a 13 to 7, 13 to 10, 16 to 10. That kind of ugly score tomorrow. I anticipate it being a little underscored because of the weather tomorrow. I'm not really thinking wide receiver is going to be a good playing captain. This should be easier to kind of target tomorrow with single down to guys you want to play. I'd say these three running backs are viable. Carolina stinks against the run. So does Atlanta. These guys could just run the ball all game on each other with some, there'll be some passing, but I expect both these quarterbacks value on a normal day to be down both tomorrow due to the weather. And not out of the question that any of these guys could be viable to catch a touchdown pass for short yardage. But I do anticipate it being longer and shorter drives, not these great big bombs and stuff to happen, but this would due to the weather unless somebody catches a short one and goes the distance. But it'll be slippery out there. It'll be different. So just keep that in mind. And kickers, normally I would say they'd be viable, but I don't know. Tomorrow will be tough to kick in that weather, so I'm probably going to fade kickers tomorrow. I'll probably go running back heavy. I'll probably at least have Gurley and Mike Davis in about every lineup I'll play, and then I'll try to mix around with like a defense, one way or the other, and probably mix in a wide receiver or something that I like with a quarterback. Playing both quarterbacks in a line, I don't just see how that's going to work out tomorrow. Kind of pick a side and go with it if you're playing a single line. And I would lean heavy running backs tomorrow in lines just because I think that's the way this game script's going to go. Anyway, guys, that's the Thursday night slate video for me. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't done already. Please share the video. Helps get the channel to grow and helps get the audience a little bit more wider. I should be with DFS Bachelor later on today to do a first look video for the week. Also, we'll be putting out a core and value video for the NFL week as well later on today, and something new to add to the channel. Alright guys, well I hope you guys have had a good week so far. It's hump day. Let's have an exciting night of Thursday night football. See you guys.